Top 15 Psychological Facts That Will Blow Your Mind. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of psychology. Get ready to have your mind blown as we uncover 15 astonishing psychological facts that will change the way you think about yourself and others. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-bending content. Let's get started. The placebo effect. The placebo effect is a powerful psychological phenomenon where people experience real improvements in their health, even when given a fake treatment or an inactive substance like a sugar pill. This occurs because their belief in the treatment's effectiveness triggers real physiological changes in the body, such as the release of endorphins or a reduction in stress. This effect has been demonstrated in numerous clinical trials and can be as potent as actual medical treatments in some cases. The placebo effect has implications for the way we perceive medical treatments and the importance of the mind-body connection in healthcare. The mere exposure effect. We tend to develop a preference for things simply because we're familiar with them. This is known as the mere exposure effect, which explains why we often prefer familiar faces, music, or even our own handwriting. Studies have shown that repeated exposure to a stimulus, even without conscious awareness, can lead to increased liking and preference. This effect plays a significant role in advertising and marketing, where familiarity with a brand or product can influence consumer choices. The mere exposure effect also has implications for social relationships, as spending more time with someone can lead to increased attraction and bonding. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance occurs when we hold two contradictory beliefs or values simultaneously, causing mental discomfort. To resolve this internal conflict, we often change our beliefs or values to align with our actions, rather than changing our actions to align with our beliefs. This can lead to rationalizing behavior or justifying decisions that may not be in line with our true values. Cognitive dissonance plays a significant role in decision-making and moral behavior, as people strive to maintain consistency in their beliefs and actions. Understanding cognitive dissonance can help us recognize when we are rationalizing our behavior and make more authentic choices that align with our values. The bystander effect. The bystander effect is a psychological phenomenon where people are less likely to help someone in need when others are present. This is due to the diffusion of responsibility, where individuals feel that someone else will take action, so they don't need to intervene. Studies have shown that the more people are present in an emergency situation, the less likely it is that any one individual will help. The bystander effect has implications for understanding human behavior in group settings and the importance of taking personal responsibility for helping others, even when others are present. The halo effect. The halo effect occurs when our overall impression of someone influences our perception of their individual traits. For example, if we find someone attractive, we're more likely to perceive them as intelligent, kind, and trustworthy. This cognitive bias can lead to inaccurate judgments and stereotypes, as we may overgeneralize positive or negative impressions to unrelated characteristics. The halo effect is relevant in various contexts, including social relationships, job interviews, and even the legal system, where physical attractiveness can influence judgments of guilt or innocence. The false consensus effect. We tend to overestimate the extent to which other people share our opinions, beliefs, and values. This is known as the false consensus effect, which can lead to the assumption that our views are more common than they actually are. This cognitive bias can contribute to groupthink, social polarization, and a lack of understanding for differing perspectives. Recognizing the false consensus effect can help promote empathy, open-mindedness, and effective communication with people who hold different beliefs and opinions. The Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias where people with low ability at a task overestimate their ability, while those with high ability underestimate their competence. This occurs because people with low ability lack the self-awareness to recognize their incompetence, while highly skilled individuals assume that others find the task as easy as they do. The Dunning-Kruger effect has implications for self-assessment, learning, and personal growth, as recognizing our limitations and strengths can help us improve and adapt more effectively. The anchoring effect. The anchoring effect is a cognitive bias that occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we encounter, the anchor, when making decisions. This can lead to inaccurate judgments, as subsequent information is often interpreted to support the anchor, even if it's unrelated. The anchoring effect is prevalent in various decision-making contexts, such as negotiations, financial decisions, and consumer choices. Being aware of the anchoring effect can help us make more informed decisions by considering a broader range of information and avoiding undue influence from initial impressions. The Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. Also known as the frequency illusion, the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon occurs when something you've recently noticed or experienced suddenly crops up everywhere. This is due to our brain's heightened awareness and selective attention to the new information. In reality, the frequency of the occurrence hasn't changed, but our perception of it has. The Baader-Meinhof phenomenon can lead to a sense of curiosity, surprise, or even paranoia in some cases. Understanding this phenomenon can help us recognize the role of selective attention in shaping our perception of the world around us. The sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy is a cognitive bias where we continue investing time, effort, or resources into something because we've already invested in it, rather than evaluating the current and future value of our investment. This fallacy can lead to poor decision-making and an inability to let go of unproductive or harmful situations, such as staying in a failing relationship or continuing to work on a doomed project. Recognizing the sunk cost fallacy can help us make more rational decisions by objectively assessing the value and potential outcomes of our investments. The spotlight effect. The spotlight effect is the tendency to overestimate the extent to which others are noticing or judging our actions and appearance. This can lead to increased self-consciousness and the belief that we're the center of attention, even when we're not. The spotlight effect can contribute to social anxiety, perfectionism, and an excessive focus on external validation. Becoming aware of the spotlight effect can help us develop a more realistic perspective on how others perceive us and reduce the pressure we place on ourselves in social situations. The self-serving bias. We tend to attribute our successes to our own abilities and efforts, while attributing our failures to external factors. This is known as the self-serving bias, which helps protect our self-esteem but can hinder personal growth and learning. This bias can contribute to overconfidence, a lack of accountability, and an inability to learn from our mistakes. Recognizing the self-serving bias can help us develop a more balanced view of our successes and failures, promoting self-awareness, personal growth, and a willingness to take responsibility for our actions. The confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, and remember information in a way that confirms our pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses. This cognitive bias can lead to a skewed perception of reality, as we selectively attend to evidence that supports our views while ignoring or dismissing contradictory information. Confirmation bias can contribute to polarization, dogmatism, and a resistance to change, as we become more entrenched in our beliefs. Becoming aware of confirmation bias can help us cultivate a more open-minded and objective approach to information, promoting a willingness to revise our beliefs when faced with new evidence. The in-group bias. In-group bias is the tendency to favor members of our own social, cultural, or demographic group over those who belong to different groups. This bias can lead to stereotyping, prejudice, and discrimination, as we view our in-group as more deserving or superior to out-group members. In-group bias is rooted in our evolutionary history, as forming cohesive groups with shared values and goals increased our ancestors' chances of survival. Recognizing in-group bias can help us challenge our preconceptions about others and foster greater understanding, tolerance, and cooperation between diverse groups. The scarcity principle. The scarcity principle is a psychological principle that states we tend to assign greater value to things that are perceived as rare, exclusive, or difficult to obtain. This principle is commonly used in marketing and sales, where creating a sense of urgency or limited availability can increase demand for a product or service. The scarcity principle can also influence our behavior and decision-making in various contexts, such as romantic relationships, career opportunities, or personal aspirations. Understanding the scarcity principle can help us recognize when our perception of value is being influenced by the perceived rarity of an item or opportunity, allowing us to make more informed decisions based on objective criteria. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into 15 psychological facts that can change the way you think about yourself and others. Understanding these principles can help us become more self-aware, improve our decision-making, and foster more compassionate, open-minded relationships with those around us. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more mind-bending content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.